Welcome back, and for those that are just joining us from wherever you are watching NTV, a very warm welcome. I'm glad that we have all hands on deck. Time now for the Tech Note, and we are going to be speaking credit cards. Convenient financing with credit cards. That is something that is very interesting. You should know that credit cards are designed to meet the changing needs of customers looking for convenience, a modern lifestyle, as well as value offers. It can be tempting to just get a credit card through your bank, but it's worth doing the extra research to pick the very best card for you. And this is evident in a recently launched Absa credit card campaign. With me on set is David Luyima. He is the head card issuing at Absa. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for having me.
When I hear credit cards, I see money, the ability to spend without necessarily being afraid about where the cash or the money will come from in the very short term. But take us through what is being described as the Bestie Kabisa campaign by Absa.
Thank you, Chris. Good morning, our viewers. Thank you for having me, Chris, today. My name is David Luyima. I am the head of card issuing at Absa Bank, and I'm very honored to be here today just to speak about our recently launched campaign. Everybody deserves a Bestie Kabisa. And just like
what did you say?
Everybody deserves a Bestie Kabisa. Yes, and what does this notion mean?
All right.
Exactly, and when we're looking at something, every time we're in the kitchen and we're preparing something, we always look at what our customer is saying.
That's right.
And remember, our customers' needs keep changing from time to time.
Yeah.
And for a fact, we realize that everybody needs a bestie. And this bestie notion is coming from the fact that you need someone who's reliable and fast at any one point in time. Exactly. Someone you can always go to when times are hard. Not just hard times, but even when you're happy.
That's right.
Someone you can rely on. That is someone you call a bestie. But what we are doing at Absa, we are offering you a credit card. And this credit card is that bestie that we are offering you. Now, reliable. Just a little bit to our viewers, just to let them know just more about the credit card. Of course, when you open up an account in any banking institution, they give you a debit card.
That's right.
And that debit card is giving you access to the funds seated on your account. Now, what makes it different from a credit card? We are saying it's a bank-issued card where we mark a limit, some money that you can always use, and then you pay back at a later date. It's different from a debit card. So what we are saying
a debit card is just access to your money.
Access to your money. Yeah. Here, we are loading funds on a plastic, bank money on a plastic, to enable you to pay for goods and services, to make payments, but pay back at a later date. Yes.
All right. Before we go into who qualifies for this, just let's break it down to the layman, and it's always important to ensure that we don't leave anybody out there. When you say you're going to put money on a plastic card for somebody to be able to attend to whatever needs they have without necessarily worrying about whether they have that money or not.
Exactly.
Let's throw down numbers here.
Okay.
Chris Higenyi earns 50,000 Uganda shillings.
Yes.
That is our... and I want, for example, that money is paid through Absa Bank.
Yes.
What does this credit card do for me? What is the limit, for example, within that range?
Okay, thank you. You raise a very pertinent question. And of course, for all of our viewers, they're looking at us and saying, okay, you're talking about a credit card. I have never owned one before.
Never owned one?
There are two things we need to look out for.
Yeah.
We are banking customers that earn a salary, okay?
That's right.
As long as you're salaried and your salary comes to Absa, that's the first qualifying matrix that we look at. Chris's income is coming to us. That is the security we're looking at for us to be able to mark a limit to you.
That's right.
So what happens in Chris's case? You said Chris earns 50,000. We look at what Chris earns. Is it coming in consistently? If it's coming in consistently month in, month out, we look at his exposure.
Okay.
So you might have taken a loan. Okay, we look at your loan obligation too before we consider a limit. So there are two things we take into effect. What comes into your account, what your loan obligation is, and then we give you another allowance for that Bestie Kabisa that comes in form of a card. But remember, there are multiple things. You might have a different limit, I earn a different income. So different people will qualify for different limits on their
offers. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. But remember, for someone who's salaried, the only security we're looking at is your salary coming to Absa. And for some of our viewers who are not banking with Absa, worry not. This basic Absa is still for you. All you need to do is to get your salary to come to Absa, and that basic Absa will be for you. We're not limiting it to just salaried individuals. You might not be salaried. You might be running a business. You have a business account with us. We still welcome you. The funds that you bank with us is the security that we look at for us to be able to issue your card.
That trajectory that you have demonstrated over the last 3 years is enough to say, I think we can be able to give this gentleman.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Yes.
That's interesting. All right. The question of who qualifies, I think, has been answered very clearly. Digital solutions like these align with the bank's recent launched brand promise. Your story matters.
Exactly.
How do these play into each other?
Okay. It's very good that you're raising that pertinent question. How do they play into each other? So there are two things that you need to look out for. When we are trying to put up solutions out for customers, we listen to them.
Yeah.
So we realize that actually there is a need. And that need came through by asking questions. We ran a survey and tried to ask different questions to our different customers, especially the salaried customers. They came back to us. Yes.
That's right.
How do you manage unexpected expenses? For example, Chris, if I'm to pose a question to you, how do you manage unexpected expenses? You might plan for your month very well, yes.
That's right.
But something happens within the month and you're out of money.
Okay.
How do you manage that?
I've used the traditional contingency measures, saving up somewhere, and then either 2 contingency funds to cater for something like that.
Yes.
Though sometimes.
Definitely. Things go south and you're not able to meet that. And exactly to my point. So we listen to our customers. Okay? So the thing is, we decided to come up with something that can help bridge that gap.
Okay.
It's unexpected expenses. It has come through. You need to handle it and manage it. Yes.
There and then.
But remember, in most cases, you find people running to a money lender. In most cases. You're giving your car log book, you have to give some form of security for you to be able to get some money to get you through that difficult
problem. You're looking for very little money.
You're looking for very little money.
You bring a log book.
And that is where the basic kabisa comes in. In most cases, Chris, if I work with you here at NTV, you would come to me and tell me, David, please give me like a 50K, just to run me through the month, right? But David, who you're calling your bestie, is going to tell your other colleague. Can you imagine David came to me and took a 50? Is that a bestie now? That is not a bestie. That is where Absa comes in and then says, we're going to give you money on this plastic that you're calling your bestie kabisa. And you'll be able to manage your unexpected expenses. You should be able to make payments. You should be able to go in and pay that landlord. You should be able to use it for travel without any waiting time.
That's right.
Access to instant credit without waiting time. That's what a Besti Kabisa does for you.
All right. Yes. Interesting there. No doubt a very good product that you're putting out. Now, the bank has witnessed some significant shifts towards digital payment systems, and this is one of them. Notable increases in credit card purchases. What are the numbers right now? What is the wave like?
Okay, so it would be good for me to paint a picture across Uganda. Of course, when you look at just the credit card and maybe debit card holders, I would give you I would paint a picture. So we don't have more than 7 million customers banking in Uganda. Okay. Okay, so out of the so many millions you have, only 7 million have accounts, okay? And of that, you'll be surprised to note that we don't have more than 3 million debit cards issued. I'm giving you a scenario, I'm painting a picture. But when it comes down to credit card, it's relatively new. I think the first bank that launched credit card business did it in 2008, right? But as we speak, we don't have more than 12,000 cards issued in the entire market. Okay. What does it mean? I think as the economy changes, we need to come up with solutions that a customer can always look up to be able to satisfy the immediate need. That's right. And that is why I told you, we at Absa think about our customer and then look at what is their need, and we're able to actually solution them accordingly based on what they're saying. At Absa, it's not about us pushing down a product down a customer throat. We'll listen to what their story is and then come in with a solution to make their story better. And that's how we came out with the Besti Kabisa.
And your story matters slogan. Your last one?
My last one, it is not just limited to customers who have a salary account with us. Even customers running business accounts. You might have a business. The only security we need from you is the account turnover over a period of 12 months. That's all we look up to, and we're able to come through and issue your besti kabisa.
Okay.
So for you to sign up, it's as simple as walking to any of our branches across the country, the 39 branches, or you can log on to our website, which is www.absa.co.ug, and then you can make your request for an besti kabisa, and you're good to go. For those of us that are not, those customers that are listening to us that do not have an account with Absa, all you need to do is log into our website, open up an account, let your salary be channeled to us, and you'll have that besti kabisa with you.
All right. Thank you very much, David Luyima, Head Card Issuing at Absa Bank, on what is no doubt a revolutionary product and one that entrenches the use of digital payments. This particular one, a credit card. In the United States, credit cards are rampant. Many of those that you have talked to perhaps have shared stories of how they are able to purchase cars and do their mortgages on credit cards. Maybe it's about time that you also had that power that Absa is putting in your hands. Stay with us. The Kickstarter is coming up next. We shall be talking everything governance and protests against corruption, who is doing what, and what is the likely ability, and how we are moving. Stay with us.